Welcome. Today, we are going to dive into one of the most exciting journeys out there, turning that amazing idea you have into a real high-impact digital product. We're going to lay out the entire blueprint for you, from that initial concept to the code and all the way to your first customer. So let's get right into it. It always starts with this question, doesn't it? You get that spark of an idea and it's absolutely thrilling, but then the path forward can seem, well, a little complicated. What are the right steps? What kind of tools do you need? And who exactly do you need on your team to make it happen? That's what we're here to unpack today. All right, here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll figure out the right digital shape for your idea. Then, we'll walk through the step-by-step process of actually building it. After that, we'll look at the tools of the trade, talk about how to assemble the perfect team, and finally, we'll see why doing it the right way makes all the difference. Okay, first things first. Before you can build anything, you need to know what you're building. Think of it like this. Is your idea a storefront? Is it an app that fits in your pocket? Or is it a powerful service? Let's explore some of the most common and powerful ways your vision can come to life online. So if your big idea is all about selling products online, then what you're looking at is e-commerce development. The best way to think about this is as your digital flagship store. Its entire purpose, from top to bottom, is to make that journey from someone just browsing to becoming a happy customer as smooth and secure as possible. And check out how these features create a whole ecosystem. On one side, you have the back office, the dashboards for you to manage vendors, keep track of inventory, and handle all the orders. Then on the other side, you have what the customer sees. Things like super secure payments and a design that looks great on their phone, all of it built to guide them towards making a purchase. Both sides have to work together in perfect harmony for it to succeed. Next up, we have something really cool, progressive web apps, or PWAs. This is a brilliant hybrid technology. Just imagine giving your users an experience that feels exactly like a native app, super fast with offline access, even push notifications, but they get it all directly from their web browser. No App Store download needed. It's truly the best of both worlds. And this is exactly why PWAs have become so popular. That fast loading interface and the app-like feel create fantastic user engagement. You can use push notifications to keep them coming back, and the ability to work even when they're offline, that's an absolute game changer. Plus, delivering all that without dealing with the App Store is incredibly cost-effective. Then there's the real powerhouse model, SaaS, which stands for Software as a Service. This is for when your product is the software. You're not just selling a single item, you're providing an ongoing service that users subscribe to. And the whole thing is built from the ground up to grow and scale right along with your customer base. The magic of SaaS is really in its architecture. A multi-tenant setup is kind of like an apartment building. You can serve tons of different customers efficiently from one single powerful foundation. Then you have features like role-based access and subscription plans that acts like different keys, controlling who gets to see and do what inside the software. It's all about being flexible and ready to grow. Okay, so you've picked the type of digital product you want to build. Awesome. Now let's get into the how, the strategic step-by-step construction plan for actually putting it all together. And here it is, the full 9-step journey from a simple idea to a living, breathing product. Now, I know it might look like a lot, but it's a really logical flow that takes you from planning and building all the way to launching and growing. Let's break it down into 3 simple phases. Phase 1 is all about the blueprint. Just like building a house, you don't just show up with a hammer and start nailing boards together. You start with requirement discovery. What does this house actually need to do? Then you move to UI/UX design. What will it look and feel like for the people inside? And finally, architecture planning, designing that strong foundation that everything else is going to rest on. Now, phase 2 is where the digital construction really begins. This is the fun part, where you see your products start to come to life. Using what's called an agile process, developers build the front end, that's everything the user sees and interacts with, and the back end, the powerful engine that makes it all work. Then they'll integrate any other tools needed to complete the whole structure. And finally, we hit phase 3, the launch, and everything that comes after. This involves some really tough quality assurance, or QA, to find and fix any little bugs. Then comes deployment, the grand opening. But, and this is important, it doesn't stop there. Just like any house, ongoing maintenance and scaling are absolutely key to making sure it stays secure, fast, and valuable for a long, long time. So, we've got our blueprint and we've got our process. Now, what are we actually building it with? Let's talk about the Builder's Toolkit, the specific technologies, what we call a tech stack, that power all modern digital products. This table breaks it down perfectly. The front end is everything your user sees and touches, the visual design, the buttons, the interactivity, and it's built with tools like React. The back end is like the hidden engine room, handling all the logic and heavy lifting with languages like Node.js or Python. And the database, using something like MongoDB or MySQL, is a secure library where all of the application's important data is stored. We know the what, we know the how, and we know the with. Now let's talk about the who. Because let's face it, no blueprint builds itself. You need an expert construction crew, and you've got a couple of great options for how to assemble that team. You've basically got two main models to choose from. On one hand, you can hire a dedicated team that is 100% focused on your project and nothing else. This is perfect for complex, long-term products that are going to need constant updates and evolution. Or you can go with flexible contracts to hire developers for specific tasks or shorter periods, which is a great option for building that first version of your product or adding a specific new feature. We've just covered the entire blueprint. But why is it so important to follow a professional, structured process like this one? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's all in the results. Let's look at the difference between just having a plan and actually achieving a real breakthrough. The proof really starts with experience. When you see that a team has delivered over 2,500 projects, that's not just a number. That's 2,500 blueprints that were turned into reality. It's 2,500 problems that were solved and 2,500 lessons that were learned and applied to make the next project even better. And all that experience leads directly to this outcome. A 95% customer retention ratio doesn't just mean clients were satisfied. It means they were so happy with the entire process that they stuck around. It shows that quality building leads to trusted long-term partnerships. And you can see this in a real world. Jason, the CEO of Park, points out something crucial here. A quality process delivers a solution that's not just functional, but it's also stable enough for the market and polished enough to confidently present to investors. That is a huge strategic advantage. And this quote from Daniel, the CEO of Toda Delivery, highlights two other critical factors: efficiency and problem solving. Building a complete, complex solution in just 5 months and being able to fix technical issues along the way, that shows a process that's not only fast, but also incredibly resilient. So there you have it. We've laid it all out. The different digital forms your idea can take, the step-by-step process to bring it to life, the tools for the job, and the proof of what a quality approach can really achieve. The blueprint is right here. The path from idea to impact is clear. Now the only question left is the most exciting one of all. What will you build?